Why plant cells don't burst? The power of the cell wall. Host, imagine blowing air into a balloon. If you keep filling it with air, what will happen? Eventually, the balloon bursts. But something very interesting happens in plant cells. Even when a lot of water enters, they do not burst. Why? Let's explore this amazing story. Line 1. Only living cells can absorb water by osmosis. What does this mean? Only living cells can control the movement of water. Dead cells cannot do this. Why? Because living cells have active membranes and living cytoplasm. Real-life comparison. Think about a living person drinking water. A living person can drink water and absorb it into the body, but a dead body cannot drink water. Similarly, living cell absorbs water. Dead cell cannot absorb water. Line 2. Cell walls permit cells to withstand hypotonic external media. Difficult word, withstand. Withstand equals tolerate or resist pressure. Difficult word, hypotonic solution. Hypotonic equals solution with more water and less solute. Example, fresh pond water, rainwater. Real life example, imagine placing a dry sponge in water. The sponge absorbs water and expands. Plant cells also absorb water in hypotonic solutions. Line 3. Cells tend to take up water by osmosis. Why does this happen? Water always moves. High water concentration, low water concentration. This natural balancing movement is called osmosis. Real-life example. Put dry raisins in a bowl of water. After some hours, they become bigger and swollen. Why? Because water entered through osmosis. Line 4. The cell swells, building up pressure against the cell wall. Difficult word, pressure. Pressure equals force applied on a surface. When water enters the plant cell, the cell membrane pushes outward. It presses against the cell wall. This pressure is called turgor pressure. Real-life comparison. Imagine filling water in a plastic bottle. When it becomes full, the water pushes against the bottle walls. Same thing happens inside plant cells. Line 5. The cell wall exerts equal pressure. Difficult word, exerts. Exerts means applies force back. The cell wall pushes back against the swelling cell. So two forces exist. Inside force, water pushing outward. Outside force, cell wall pushing inward. These two forces balance each other. Real-life example. Imagine squeezing a rubber ball. When you press it, the ball pushes back against your hand. That is similar to how the cell wall pushes back. Line 6. Cells with cell walls can tolerate greater changes. Cells with walls include plant cells, fungal cells, bacterial cells. Because of their strong walls, they do not burst easily. Real-life comparison. Think about two containers, soap bubble, steel container. If pressure increases, soap bubble bursts quickly. Steel container remains safe. Animal cells are like soap bubbles. Plant cells are like steel containers. Why animal cells burst? Animal cells do not have a cell wall, so if too much water enters, the membrane cannot resist pressure. Eventually, cell bursts. Real-life example. Think of an overfilled balloon. More water enters, balloon expands, balloon bursts. Animal cells behave like this. Why plants stay fresh? When plant cells absorb water, they become turgid, firm, and stiff. This keeps plants upright and fresh. Real-life example. When vegetables become dry and soft, put them in water. After some time, they become fresh and firm again because water entered the plant cells by osmosis. Final podcast summary. Living cells absorb water by osmosis. When water enters plant cells, cell swells, pressure builds up, cell wall pushes back. Because of the strong cell wall, plant cells do not burst. Animal cells lack this protection. Podcast closing line. The tiny cell wall may